Hi, how's it going? Welcome to week 7, the week that I've been scared about since week 2. Not to say that some of the other weeks or some of the other sessions haven't also been scary, but I remember back at like week 2, I'd skipped ahead on the app to week 7 and seen that it was, 25 minutes non-stop, and that scared me. And I mean, today it scared me. Like, I'm not gonna try and lie, but yeah, it's been on the horizon and slowly getting closer and closer every week till today, when it was time. So as I touched on there, today's session, as we always do, it was brisk 5-minute warm-up walk, and then jog for 25 minutes, and then a cool down walk of 5 minutes, which totals, of course, 35 minutes. After the last 2 weeks where it changed every day, that is consistent across the 4 weeks. So that is Monday, Wednesday and Friday. And it looks like for at least the next few weeks, it is going to be consistent again, because I had a little flick through and I'm still kind of scared of the next couple of weeks. But anyway, so yeah, 25 minutes is a long time, but actually, I've got to admit, it wasn't actually as bad as I thought it was going to be. If anything, like Friday's run when it was 22 minutes was worse. Which is quite a bold thing to say, but that's not to say it wasn't still a challenge. Obviously it was certainly, it started quite well. I think it was one of the ones that I've paced myself the best, because it started, and I was taking it easy, I was taking it nice and slow. And then, after 18 minutes, I then started to take it up a little bit. No, not 18. After about 20 minutes, to be fair, I started to take up. It was when there was about 4 or 5 minutes left. I started to push a little bit more, and then, the last minute just fucking went for it, because I did reverse laps this time, because fuck going up the incline on a 25-minute run. So I instead went down the incline and then round back instead of, yeah, that's what reverse means. And that was definitely a more pleasant run, so I might do that more regularly when I'm doing laps. I'll be doing laps from now on, because it only gets longer from here, which is kind of the point, but yeah. So yeah, that was a more pleasant run, and I think that made it easier to then pace myself, I guess, because I was more conscious of the fact that almost straight away I was going down an incline, so I had to, not take the piss with that, and then I didn't have the incline at the end of a lap to just ruin me. So yeah, that was good. It didn't rain, it was actually really nice and sunny and quite warm, but all day it had been on and off, and even around 5:30, 5:45, it was raining as well. So I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, but it went really well. So, well, weather-wise, I mean, it went really well, but I was talking about the weather, so yeah. Brain is clearly fried at this point. To be fair, work was really busy again today. So yeah, between that and then a 25-minute run with no walking, just brain is empty. In terms of stats, I managed 5.46 kilometers, which I'm not sure if that's the longest one. I'll check that in a second, but I managed 5.46 kilometers in 43 minutes and 42 seconds, which is an average pace of 8 minutes per kilometer, which isn't the quickest one I've done. It was a second quicker than Friday, but I think it was a couple seconds slower than the Friday before. Yep, that is the longest one I've done though, by 0.01 of a kilometer. So yeah, and that was compared to last Monday. So yeah, I mean, I talk about the stats and I mentioned them. To be fair, I'm happy with that. It's, I think I would only be unhappy if I start hitting like 840, 850 per kilometer, and I'll know that before I get home, really, if I'm doing excessively worse than usual. But yeah, being around the 8-minute mark, that's consistent with the other ones that have been 20-ish minutes with no walking, so it's about right. It's a slight increase. I suppose later in the week, on Wednesday and Friday, I'll try and push the distance a little bit higher, or the speed a little bit lower, or both, because they go hand in hand, I suppose. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, a good start to the week, considering as I was walking, I was like, not sure I can do this, but I can, and I need to, be a bit more confident in believing that, because every time I've thought that during this, I've done it. So So it's good. Overall, I'm really tired and I'm probably going to be tired tomorrow. Towards the end, I had a bit of pain in my left ankle and shin, so that'll be fun. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, other than that, I think generally pretty good. You know, pretty smooth, as nice as I sort of said last week, as nice as jogging for 25 minutes non-stop can be, I suppose. But yeah, so that's Monday. So yeah, I'll see you on Wednesday for the next 25-minute run. Yeah. Hi, how's it going? I'm still recovering my breath from tonight. It was intense. It was the same as Monday, so still 25 minutes with no walking, which is hard. I didn't really feel great. Even when I was walking, I didn't feel like in peak condition, you know. It was maybe about an hour later than usual. I stayed on at work for a little while because we had a few issues that we needed to get sorted. So the team all sort of put our heads together to get it sorted. But yeah, I wasn't feeling great heading down there. Not like awful or sad or anything, like just I didn't feel like, you know, it was going to be a breeze or anything like that, you know. I felt like I was carrying a bit more water, I felt a bit more tired, a bit more achy. I could feel a couple of aches from Monday in my legs. This muscle here is sore as well, which I think is just from sleeping awkwardly, but doesn't help. It didn't feel like it was going to be a great one. I wasn't even sure that I would be able to do the full 25 minutes without walking. I did, which is good. I was very proud of myself. But yeah, it was a tricky one. It was really fucking hard. And I didn't feel like, with some of them, like Monday for instance, I knew while I was running around, I was like, you know, I started maybe a little bit too strong, conserved some energy for a bit, and then over the last like 6 minutes could start to pick it up a little bit, call it back off again, and then push. I had like 8 minutes left and I was like, I don't know if I have anything more beyond the bare minimum energy saving slow pace. So I did have a bit, I was able to push it, but yeah, it wasn't great. It didn't feel great. But it is what it is. I'm happy with the stats. It's the first time I've broken 5.5k, which is a milestone. It's not a milestone really, like 5k and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're the milestones really, but 5.5, you know, it's another step closer, it's another increase, which is good. So it's 5.52 in 43 minutes and no, that's a lie. So it was 5.52 in 45 minutes and 30 seconds. So again, a long one, but you know, with the distance. The pace was 8 minutes and 14 seconds per kilometre, which is a bit slower. It's, I think, the slowest of the ones that I've done with no walking, but quicker than the ones with walking, so it's in that mid-ground. But I expected it to be a bit slower because I think I spent more of the run in that energy-saving mode, and then even when I did pick up at the end, it wasn't as much. So yeah, I mean, I'm not... the distance is good, the pace is perhaps a slight negative, but I think with how I was feeling, and like I had a couple of pains in my legs within the first couple minutes, I think completing it, and I mean obviously, you know, breaking 5.5k is good, but I think completing it is the achievement today, and just getting through it without having to, you know, break and walk for a bit, like that is an achievement in itself. So yeah, but I think, you know, it's something that James mentioned to us. If you get rid of the warm up and cool down, then in week 1 it was 20 minutes total of walking and jogging intervals, and now we've been able to do 25 minutes with no walking twice in 1 week, and I definitely couldn't have done this 6 weeks ago. I could have possibly run for 25 minutes, but I wouldn't have paced myself right, I wouldn't have done even nearly as good, and I certainly wouldn't have been able to do it twice in 3 days. So yeah, I'm feeling good about that as well. I don't sound super optimistic. I'm tired, I'm like sleepy tired, and also now physically exhausted. I'm hungry, I'm sweaty, like, so I'm not coming across super enthusiastic, but I can see the progress there, and I can see that I'm physically I'm fitter than I was 6 weeks ago already, so it's good. It's good. We'll see how Friday goes, and then it just increases again next week, so you know, it's gonna get tougher, but yeah, we'll see how Friday goes. I'm feeling fairly good about it. And then that's another week in the bag, you know. It was, what, 2 months yesterday till the run, so yeah. It's quite real. Can't wait to eat, I'm so hungry. So yeah, I will catch you on Friday. Bye for now. Hi, it is Friday and I am fucked. But that is 3 runs at 25 minutes each in the bag, so can't complain. I mean, I can and I will, but you know, that was not easy. I had a bit of pain Wednesday after I filmed, showered, eaten. I was on a call with my siblings, and after that I went to stand up and my left knee, there was like a sharp pain in it. I didn't like fall, but I certainly had a bit of a oh fuck moment because I didn't expect it, obviously. And then today I had a bit of pain in my right shin, so that was fun. So I wasn't really sure how today was going to go. I didn't know if I was going to warm up and be like time out, or if I was going to, you know, get 5 minutes in and be like, I've got to walk for a bit. I just have to sort of make my own intervals and do what I can, but I was able to do it. It wasn't easy. I started strong. Well, I didn't start strong. I started quickly because there were a lot of people around. And so some of it was like weaving in and out of people and trying to get past them, which you kind of have to speed up, otherwise you have this awkward like 4 seconds while you're alongside them. Yeah. Anyway, I started a little bit too quick and then I slowed down for a while, and I slowed down around like 7 minutes, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do this. But I started with it. There's a few spots of rain. Today I ticked off the second of the trio because I've definitely sweated a lot. And today I even gave a tear to this running because there were a few spots of rain and one of them hit me like around here, and because there was like a drop of water like here-ish, my brain was like, oh, that eye's crying. And so then there was like just one dramatic tear rolling down my face. So no blood yet, thankfully, but we've ticked off sweat and we've ticked off tears, so that's the shit joke for this evening. And yeah, I went for a new playlist tonight because some of the songs I was just like a bit bored of, and some of the longer no walking ones like 20, 22, 25, I've made a playlist for that evening rather than just being on shuffle, because I was like, I want to be able to know where I'm at in the playlist rather than just having whatever on, you know, for that psychological I'm halfway through, I'm a quarter of the way through, whatever. I made a new playlist and I decided to put as the last song for the last like 7 minutes Through the Fire and the Flames by Dragon Force, which most people I imagine will probably be aware of from it getting super hyped by Guitar Hero about 10 years ago. But if you've not heard it, give it a shot. It's an interesting one to run to at all, but it's certainly an interesting one to be 18 minutes into a run and then have that come on to hype you the fuck up. The problem was I wanted to push with the song, but my body was like, we're still 4 minutes from the end of this run and we can't do that for 4 minutes, so rein it in. But certainly the last sort of 2 minutes or so I picked up a bit, and then where I was going down the interval to start a lap, I completed 2 laps and was looking down, I said interval, incline, and there's like a gate, it's pretty much a straight line down to a gate, and I was like, 2 minutes left. I usually tend to run that incline in about 3 minutes at the beginning. I've got 2 minutes left. Let's pick up and let's get to the end of this fucking line. And I did. It nearly took it out of me, but I did. And then I more or less completed a 3rd lap doing the walk back round for that like 5 minutes and then walking back home. So yeah, it went from being, I don't know if I can do 25 minutes of jogging to I want to sprint the last 5 minutes because I'm listening to Dragon Force, and ended up being the longest one I've done so far. So that's a new personal best in terms of distance, which leads us nicely into stats for the last time this week. I did 6.03 kilometers, so I smashed another milestone, I guess. It was only Wednesday that I did 5.5 for the first time, and I chucked an extra of 0.5 on there. So that was really good. And I did that in 50 minutes and 8 seconds, which I also believe is the longest in terms of timing. That's the first time I've broken 50 minutes. Obviously, 25 minutes of that was walking because, you know, only 25 minutes, so it was jogging because that's how maths works. But yeah, so broke 50 minutes for the first time, broke 6k for the first time. The pace was 8 minutes and 19 seconds per kilometre, so a little bit slower even than Wednesday, but to be fair, given there was 25 minutes of walking in there and it's still at that level, very happy with that. And 8:19 is still fucking good, you know. So yeah, fuck it. I think that's really fucking good, you know, actually. I sort of glanced at it when I was pressing the stop button on the app, but no, that's actually really fucking good, and that deserves its own moment. Smashing both the distance and amount of time in the session records, I think that's pretty good. Especially as it's the Friday. I've already done 2 25-minute runs this week, so considering 6 weeks ago I was doing 8 1-minute intervals of jogging with 1.5-minute intervals of walking in between each one, and that was taking a lot out of me, and some of that was to do with not cooling down or warming up properly, but to now be at a point where I've done 3 25-minute jogs with no walking in 1 week is mental. So yeah, it's really good. I don't know quite what my voice did there, but you know, we move. I feel like shit, so I'm gonna go and have a shower and then eat my absolute body weight in pasta. So I will leave it there. Thank you very much as always for watching. We are now halfway through the couch to 10k, which is crazy. On to the next 7 weeks and then smashing the event. It's gonna be good. If you haven't subscribed, please do stick around. There's still 7 more of these at least that are coming. And if you could like the video, always appreciate that. It's always nice to see. And on that note, it would be nice to see you again next weekend for week 8. Bye for now. That was brutal, 25 minutes. Thankfully it didn't rain. It was raining earlier, but it's been quite nice out here. But yeah, really, really hard. But we did it. That was a really tough one. To be honest, just completing it was the achievement tonight. I don't know what the start's going to be like, but that was tough. That was a tough one. I had a lot of pain pretty early on. I wasn't sure if I was going to have to walk some of it. But then towards the end, absolutely powered through the last bit and smashed it. So yeah,